Donna, you seem to describe one of the challenging aspects is may not be actually providing the training, but it's determining to what degree that it's been absorbed. To what degree has the information that's been communicated about these upgrades been absorbed? Can you talk a little bit more about working through that and trying to determine that?
Yeah, I think that's where we really rely on our informatics team. So I have a physician informatics team and a nursing informatics team that do a lot of work of being at the elbow. We also have a learning dashboard that kind of helps through that process. But you can, it's got to be multi-tiered. Like I can't just depend on the folks that are kind of in the trenches. I think you can look, we utilize ServiceNow, for example, and doing that analysis in ServiceNow to see, well, how well are we doing? What are the tickets that are coming in that are kind of questionable? I do a lot of rounding with my CMIO, and I am always astonished when I go out there and I hear how they're using the system, whether it was shortly after an upgrade or before, coming into an upgrade. And you just can see that, they're trying to make it work as best as possible, but this is not what we wanted or intended for them. So it's kind of going back and having different ways to approach the improvements. And I think we do a good job of working with people, sometimes one-on-one, sometimes in groups, because we have a big group called our value officers, where we make sure that are we delivering on things that we said that we would deliver on. But I think it's spending time making sure that, okay, did the training, did the upgrade do what we said it was going to do? Is it achieving what we want it to do? We actually take 3 upgrades a year, so we do probably one more than Lee. And some of that is, in my mind, some of that's trying to get to more the baseline of the system, because the more you haven't done some of those specializations, optimizations in the system, it's easier to take some of those upgrades. So it's kind of getting people like through some of the changes. I think I tell people one of the best things that our smartphones, our Apple phones, and the Android phones have done is they just push out upgrades. And so it's kind of learning in time, right? Like, oh, here's what changed on your phone. And so the little things that, maybe 10 years ago, people would get all upset about, they changed the colors, they moved this around. Some of what we've been indoctrinated with on our iPhones and Android phones, it's like, we've already set the stage for these changes are going to always happen. Now let's look at the bigger changes or the improvements in functionality. And so it's kind of like taking it to that next level.